Good morning. As we begin, we're about a minute before the hour, and as we welcome the top of the hour in our daily spiritual practice, let us enjoy a deep breath. And if you are seated, feet flat on the earth mother, palms facing up, and if you desire to circulate the energy that we will be raising this morning within your being, a mudra is perfect. Place the tip of your finger, your forefinger, to the tip of your thumb and extend your other three fingers. And this will be our mudra for circulating the energy within the being. Circulating the energy within the being can be used for healing, ascension of consciousness, transcendence, inspiration, being deeply in touch with the inner teacher, also known as the Holy Guardian Angel, or the HGA. We breathe. Breathing deeply at your own pace, rhythmically breathing. We master breath. Know that each breath you draw in activates prana, pranic energy used in the body temple for all manner of sustenance, correction, healing, connection. Breathe. And know that according to quantum physics, the energy used in your body, only 5% of it is coming from your food. You're an electromagnetic being. Much of the energy is coming from the sun, radiating electromagnetic energy in alignment with the ground of being, the electromagnetic field, also known as the quantum field. Breathe. And this is why some people become breatharians. They are simply breathing and circulating the prana within their body without actually taking in physical sustenance. This is one of your mind powers. You have vast, unused, untapped mind powers. This is one of them. And breathe. And now become aware as you breathe deeply of an angel to your left and an angel to your right. And become aware of the presence of these two angels. Sense their presence. You can summon angels at any time. No elaborate equipment is required. We all have direct connect to angelic realms. And when we are in a meditative state and we transcend the mind, we are now able to commune direct with angels, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, helpful beings, benevolent beings in dimensions beyond our own. And this angel to your left and this angel to your right are constant companions. And now in your imagination, extend your left hand to the angel to your left and see the angel clasp your hand. And now extend your hand, the right hand, to the angel to the right. And see this angel clasp your hand. And now you feel a surge of angelic energy. This is divine energy coursing through your entire being, emanating from these great cosmic forces through your hands, up your arms, through your shoulders, running up to your head, encompassing your head, down your throat, filling your abdomen, filling the groin, the legs, the knees, the shins, the ankles, the feet, coursing through your entire being is pure divine energy. The angels as conduits, you too are a conduit for pure life force energy. This energy is sparkling, see it's sparkling. It's bright, see it emanating brightly. It's moving, dynamic in nature, correcting, uplifting, aligning, correcting issues in the energetic system you did not know required correction. This is what meditation is for. You can heal the body in meditation. And now, completely filled with this swirling, dynamic, pulsing, sparkling, bright light of divine energy through the entire being, you see a being walking up to you in the distance. And you know this being is the risen Christ. You're calm, enthused, ready. And as the risen Christ walks closer and closer to you, you feel the warmth of the presence of Christ. And soon this Christ presence is standing before you. The Christ presence. In all Christ consciousness stands for, stands before you. And the Christ presence reaches out its hand and gently places it across your heart. infusing your heart with power, energy, breaking down years of barriers, breaking down defenses, breaking down unwillingness to love, disintegrating generations of closed energy around the heart, disintegrating all wounds, all heartbreak, the heart being made completely new with the touch of the Christ presence. And now, the Christ presence comes closer, and you are eye to eye with the Christ presence. With an angel to your left and an angel to your right, you gaze into the eyes of the Christ presence. You are in the presence of the Holy Child of God, as are you. And as you gaze into the eyes of the Holy Christ presence, ask any question you desire about your life. Go. Receive the answer. Having received the answer to your query, the Christ presence now puts its forehead to yours, and you feel a burst of divine energy throughout your whole being, such as you've never felt before. And then the Christ presence enters you, walks straight into your being, and rests here, no longer outside of you, a cosmic force within your being. The Christ presence in the hands, the Christ presence in the mind, the Christ presence in the body temple, the Christ presence now directed at every area of your life, feeling brand new, a surge of incredible divine energy, moving through the being, lighting up every cell, every atom, every molecule, the subatomic particles of the body, all being made brand new in the Christ presence. And bless the Christ presence within. And seeing this angel to the left and the angel to the right, bless them and release, and bid them farewell until we meet again. Now you are complete. The Christ presence within, all lit up with divine love, the ability to heal self and all, the ability to raise the dead, the ability to calm the storm, the ability to bless and curse, fig tree cursed for not producing, and it shriveled, power coursing through you, right here and right now, activating latent energies, latent and dormant powers and gifts that have heretofore not been used. These waking up, telepathic powers waking up, psychic ability, psychic knowing waking up, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience waking up. Clairvoyance waking up. Healing energy pulsing through the hands, ready to be used on any aspect of the body temple, for self and others. Great conduits for energy, for Reiki, for all manner of healing, even with intention, waking up. Powers that have been dormant, waking up, being fully activated. You are a new being. And breathe. And a deep breath. Release with an ah. And a deep breath. Release with an ah. And a deep breath. Integrating the Christ presence. And release with an ah. And a deep breath. Release with an ah. Deep breath. Feel yourself lighter, lighter, lighter. Release with an ah. And being still. Aware of the Christ presence as your very own being. And gently and slowly open your eyes so as to address, engage the third dimension from Christ consciousness. You walk about the planet as a Christ. Not a man, not a human, a cosmic force. Breathe. Opening eyes, gentle with yourself. being aware of all that is around you, and being aware from a fully activated Christ mind. Roll your shoulders back and down. Deep breath and roll your shoulders back and down. Roll your shoulders back and down. Stretch out your neck. A couple of next exercises are very good for our current life of living on computers and devices and looking down quite a bit. Stretch your right ear up to the sky. Stretch your right ear up to the sky as you tilt your head over to the left. Stretch your right ear up to the sky. You'll feel a tremendous, wonderful stretch in the neck. Now tilt your head over to the right. And stretch your left ear up to the sky. Another wonderful stretch in the neck. And tilt your head over to the left. And shoot your right ear up to the sky. And tilt your head over to the right. And raise your left ear up to the sky. You can do that as many times as desired, and it gives a great stretch in the neck. We are ready to receive A Course in Miracles, Lesson 34. I could see peace instead of this. The idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in the other way of seeing. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. Peace of mind is clearly an internal matter. We can no longer blame people outside of ourselves or blame situations or circumstances outside of ourselves for our own peace or not peace. It must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outward. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. The Course reminds us yet again, beautifully, yet again, that it begins in our mind. 3, we're graduating now from 2 to 3. 3 longer practice periods are required for today's exercises. 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening are advised, with an additional 1 to be undertaken at any time in between that seems most conducive to readiness. So when you have a moment that is most conducive to readiness, you may be relaxed, you may be ready to take a little nap, little midday snooze to restore yourself. And before you do, you decide that you are going to do one of the exercises. All applications should be done with your eyes closed. It is your inner world to which the applications of today's idea should be made. Some 5 minutes, 3 times today, which is 15 minutes, we are graduating. We're ready. We're graduating. We're in the 365-day mind training. We're graduating. It's beautiful. Some 5 minutes of mind searching are required for each of the longer practice periods. Search your mind for fear thoughts, anxiety-provoking situations, offending personalities or events. Offending is in air quotes. They offended me, they hurt my feelings, I'm taking my ball and going home. Or events, or anything else about which you are harboring unloving thoughts. So I'm looking at all my unloving thoughts and any other forms they may take. Note them all casually, repeating the idea for today slowly as you watch them arise in your mind. I can't stand this person. I'm not with the Republicans. I'm not with the Democrats. I don't like this about the sea experience on planet Earth, and I like this. These people keep getting on my nerves. Any unloving thoughts will do. Why do I keep doing this? The inner critic, inner unloving thoughts will do. That are self-loathing thoughts, fearful thoughts. Oh my goodness, something might happen to somebody, or something might happen to somebody I love, or this might happen, or that might happen. Worry thoughts, any of them, all of them, note them casually. Repeating the idea for today slowly as you watch them arise in your mind. And let each one go to be replaced by the next. I could see peace instead of this. Let's affirm it together. I could see peace instead of this. If you begin to experience difficulty in thinking of specific subjects, like you're scanning your mind when you don't find any unloving thoughts, continue to repeat the idea to yourself in an unhurried manner without applying it to anything in particular. Be sure, however, not to make any specific exclusions. So let's say you search your mind and you don't find any unloving thoughts. Oh, good. Simply state the idea for yourself in your mind as a mantra. I could see peace instead of this, without applying it to any specific thing. I could see peace instead of this. If it's installed in your mind as a mantra, there could be a day that you may need it. The shorter applications are to be frequent and made whenever you feel your peace of mind is threatened in any way. Oh, I'm going into rushing. That's not peace of mind. I'm going into strain. That's not peace of mind. I'm going into someone else's lane trying to tell them what to do because I don't like what they're doing right now. That's not peace of mind. I'm berating myself and beating myself up because I don't like what I'm doing right now. That's not peace of mind. There are many myriad ways that our peace of mind could be threatened. The purpose is to protect yourself from temptation throughout the day. So the temptation arises for me to come out of my peace of mind. If a specific form of temptation arises in your awareness, the exercise should take this form. I could see peace in this situation instead of what I see now, what I now see in it. So you're looking at something that seems like it may threaten your peace of mind. You know that you are not 100% peaceful in the presence of this thing. Beautiful. You have an awareness. You simply say, I could see peace in this situation instead of what I now see in it. I could see peace instead of what I now see in it. If the inroads on your peace of mind take the form of more generalized adverse emotions, such as depression, which is kind of just a generalized, right? It may not be about one thing in particular. It's not specific. It's more generalized. Depression, anxiety, just a sense of anxiety. Many of us have a low level of anxiety. Living in the 21st century can be an invitation, a temptation to go into anxiety. Life speeds up. That could be a temptation to go into anxiety or worry. Use the idea in its original form. I could see peace instead of this. If you find you need more than one application of today's idea to help you change your mind in any specific context, you enter a situation, maybe it's a great situation. You're having a meeting with a team, with your team, and you are about to go and do something incredible together. That's a great situation, yet you feel some fear coming up about the things that you're all about to implement because they're big and they're things, they're audacious, they're things you've never done before. Perhaps some fear is coming up. That's a great application of today's idea. It does not have to be a negative emotion. It could be an adverse emotion triggered by a negative event. It could be an adverse emotion like fear triggered by something wonderful that you're doing something bigger than you've ever done before. That's a great reason, an application of today's idea. I could see peace instead of this in my own mind. Try to take several minutes and devote them to repeating the idea until you feel some sense of relief. You can just close your eyes, or you don't even have to close your eyes. If you're in a meeting, you don't have to leave the meeting. You don't have to let anyone know, oh, wait a minute, I have to do my Course in Miracles. No, you can simply intone it in your mind. It's an enchantment, an inner chant, a chant on the inside. You're simply spelling yourself in your mind, I could see peace instead of this. Because we're addressing it where it starts, in the mind. It will help you if you tell yourself specifically, I can replace my feelings of depression, anxiety, or worry, or my thoughts about this situation, personality, or event with peace. I can replace this feeling of rushing with peace. I can replace this worry about my family with peace. I can replace this fear I'm feeling because I'm going so far out my comfort zone with peace. I could replace this sense of frustration that I have because I just can't figure out how to do this particular thing with peace. I can do that. I have the power. You have the power to replace anything you're experiencing with peace. The peace is ever available to us. Let's do our first exercise now, 5 minutes, in which you will scan your mind for any thoughts. Any thoughts. This is a 365-day mind training, beloved. You're scanning your mind for any thoughts that are unloving thoughts. And you're simply saying, I could see peace instead of this. Because we can. We're simply telling ourselves the truth. We're not avoiding, we're not in delusion, we're telling ourselves the truth. I do have access to peace. I can have a peaceful mind, and I can have a peaceful mind right now in the middle of the storm. I don't have to wait for the storm to be over because some of these unloving thoughts are responsible for causing the storm that I see in front of me. And breathe. We set our chimes for 5 minutes. I could see peace instead of this. And we begin. This is an inner exercise looking at our thoughts. And we begin. And we are complete with our application of the day's idea. I could see peace instead of this. We have completed our first exercise of 3 today, each being 5 minutes, and applying the idea throughout the day to any and everything that we deem necessary. The floor is open.
Hear me?
I can now. I just had to turn up my device a little bit more. How you loving, Queen Hadassah?
Oh man, I'm loving. Listen, this lesson right here. I mean, the way you read it, I just felt so peaceful. I just felt like, my goodness, I can definitely, look at things another way. I could. Okay, here we are. My mind is. Oh, there it is. So, okay, the 2 points that leaped out from this lesson to me is that when I'm in distress, there is definitely another way to look at this world. I don't have to be tossed and turned by my emotions, by things that I'm making up. I can see, there's another way to look at this world. The other thing is, I can definitely shift my perception of both my inner and outer world. So that tells me I am in control of my thoughts as well. And I can see peace. I can relax. I don't have to be, in a ball. I am in New York now, and it's a totally, every time I come to New York, everything changes. My accent changes. Now I'm drinking coffee. I'm walking to the bodega. I'm just like, I'm road rage in traffic, and that's how it used to be. But now I know that I'm in control, and I can definitely shift anything I want in both my inner and outer world just by relaxing and understanding that there's another way to look at the world, and it can be peaceful. And I don't have to be with the crowd and road rage in the car and neck rolling in the whole nine. I can relax, and I can relax and watch other people do it too, and be like, oh, there's another way of looking at the world. And so with that, I get so much peace, and I can relax because I know when I first saw this lesson, I was like, wait a minute, really? Oh, okay, let me practice. And it has brought so much peace and relaxation to my life when before it wasn't like that. I thought things were happening to me and this and that was getting me. And I don't like this person because they don't like me. No, there's another way of looking at this. And you can look at it with love. And I am complete.
You're in New York. How was your dad?
You know, let's just say I had a nice call with Dr. Tima. She said, leave that man alone. He's good. It's just that he's looking for purpose. And it looks bizarre. And he gave me 2 books to read. They're about 5 inches thick. And he's like, read these books. I'm like, okay. So he's doing strange things, and I'm really enjoying my time because I'm looking at things differently. I'm not looking at a sick person. I'm not looking at a person incapable. I'm looking at a person who is guided by their higher self, that has angels, that has guardian angels, that is not, he might have some physical challenges, but definitely mentally capable and strong. So I don't have to be, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to run around. We're leisurely doing things, and I am at least. And I see how we're in the car, and it's like, oh, look at this idiot. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I used to say things like that too. We go to the supermarket, like the New York, and I'm like, I used to be just like this. Like everything was like, ugh. Someone cut me off in traffic. Ugh. I'm like, well, God cut me off. I'm like, let him go. No big deal. So, I'm learning and I'm applying this course every lesson up until today with my experience here. So this whole experience here is an application of the Course in Miracles. So I'm actually enjoying it. Yeah, I'm complete.
So you got a way to practice all the beautiful lessons that we are engaging in
Yes.
in New York.
What a place, of course.
Probably one of the best places to practice A Course in Miracles.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I'm complete.
Yummy. Harmony, how are you? Are you good?
Yes, I'm okay.
Excellent. Everyone send love to Harmony and the family, and very profound happenings happening all over. Very profound happenings. Emir, is it your birthday? I see that Reverend Z said that this is Emir Otto's birthday. Is it your birthday today? Uh, if it is your birthday, blessings. Blessed birthday. Blessed birthday. Blessed birthday. So let us know it's your birthday. Everybody in the chat, Emir Otto's birthday. Everybody send love to our brother Emir Otto on his birthday. And I think there was something else I wanted to ask as well. It'll come back to me. Let's go to who's next? Althea. How you loving? Is that Althea?
Yeah.
Hey, love.
Hi. I'm just thinking about Miss Queen Hadassah and what she was saying about how she's applying being able to integrate. And generally, and sending much love to Miss Harmony and happy birthday to Amir.
Oh.
Yesterday, I'm just coasting along, minding my own business like I'm always doing. And I post my videos. I do tarot videos, and I post them on a lot of sites because I never know with YouTube what's going to happen. So I, in advance, have gone around, and even though I don't have a large channel, as you guys know, I complained about that one day. I went around on the alternate sites, and I sometimes, I have these very Christian people who decide they need to weigh in on my practice and tell me that I'm going to hell or, quote Bible scriptures. And I just detest that. And it's like, if I'm not bothering you or talking to you, then just leave nobody asked you. So this happened to me yesterday. And I posted a video, and I'm just moving along, and I saw I had a notification. I went, paganism, sheer paganism, you're going to hell, or whatever it was they said. And I just simply replied, my salvation is between me and God, yours is between you and yours. So leave me alone. And I just went on about my business. And this person came back and decided to throw Bible scriptures up, so I had to block them because I found myself raging. And so I immediately went to, there's another way to look at this world and this situation. But in my head, I was going, but I don't know what it is. But I kept saying, there's another way to look at this world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive. I went right into Ho'oponopono. And I went back again. So this was my challenge. And it took me a few hours periodically to sort of bring myself back down. Of course, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why did I let this thing take me out of my center? Why does that annoy me so much? I still didn't get the answer, but I know that's the one thing. It's like, if I'm not rabble-rousing or bothering you, who do you think you are? So I guess I definitely needed today's, I could see peace instead of this, even though I might not have been easily able to see it. So I just wanted to say, I too am doing my, doing the most, so to speak, to apply the lessons every day. But I guess yesterday was a day of real practice because it hadn't come up in any kind of special way until then. And that is all I have. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Althea, I so want to find your YouTube channel, but I can't. And I look at your bio, and it's not connected to your anything. No Twitter, no Instagram. So I can't even find you to follow you. How will I do that? Oh, okay. I'm Soul Whisperer on YouTube, and I'm in the chat right now on Kaisi's channel. So I guess you can find me from that. I know I discovered there were quite a few Soul Whisperers. I didn't know that, but I'm the black one. So that might be another way. Thank you for asking, Queen Hadassah. Beautiful, thank you.
I love that. Soul Whisperer, I have something that is my experience with this exact thing that you're describing. Like, a random Christian may come in quoting scriptures or whatever. I get it a whole lot less now because I think the word is out. Christians are just like, it's useless trying to dissuade that lady from what she's doing. Yet I used to see that, and I would read one comment and it would take me out for the whole day. And when I say take me out, like there would just be some fuming inside. Like I wouldn't be sad or crying or something like that. It wouldn't go away. It would just be something in there, just You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? Is that it? I've had that.
Exactly.
And I'm like, why can't I shake this thing? And here's what I found, because it's in my mind. It's in my mind.
Yep. So what is in your mind? Is it the idea that I may meet some antagonism or something? Is that what you mean when you say it's in my mind? And so now it's playing out on the stage because in my mind I'm expecting some kind of antagonism?
Wow. Is that it?
Oh, I was asking you.
Sound like you had to answer.
I guess it is for me. I guess it is because, I already expect perhaps somewhere to be having to defend myself because I'm going against the norm. I mean, even though, like my family, they don't bother me. I mean, they're all very Christian, and that's okay. I've got no issues. Just don't tell me how to do it. So I think I walk with that somewhere in me, and most people don't. They wouldn't be on my channel if they had an issue. So I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess that's a very good question, Reverend Kaisi. Thank you very much. I guess I'll go ponder and sit down and be quiet because I think I don't think I would be experiencing it in the outer if somewhere in me, it might have been that exact thought of, but it could be a thought of, oh, I know somebody. If I post on this Christian channel over here, it's not Christian, but it's owned by a Christian, but it's for everybody to have free speech. And so I know all those Christians are on there too, and they think only everybody thinks like them, and nobody has a right to be here but them. And so I may already be carrying out an energy that says, confrontation. Meet me right now. I guess. So that's it.
I love that you decoded yourself.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. I love that. I'm decoding myself. Okay. I'm impressed with myself then, if that's the case. Thank you.
Indeed.
I just wanted to follow up on the heels of Queen Hadassah, because when she said how normally she would have responded to, a situation like especially that road thing on the road and all that, and the city and people. I just saw a little video on somebody's channel of somebody did something on driving and the guy pulled out a gun and started shooting. I'm just like, oh God, so yeah, I guess those people need this course, but who knows if they'll ever get there. Anyway, I am done. Thank you very much for your receptivity.
Indeed. Soul Whisperer, it is so profound when we consider the ramifications of the truth that what I hold in mind has to show up in front of me. Wow. Just the ramifications of that could have you manifest anything you desire. Because if I hold it in mind, and it doesn't mean conscious mind, I've got to get it into the subconscious mind. So deep in my subconscious mind, here's how it played out for me the other day. Here's the comment. I'm going to be completely honest with you all, as I always try to be, as I aspire to be, and always seek to be, and extremely transparent. Do y'all remember the other day when the person came in, it was captain of a starship, I think that's what it was. That commenter came in. None of the comments that they said concerned me at all, because I'm used to Christians, and sometimes I laugh at it. I think it's like funny. I look at my thoughts playing out, and I remember my judgmental self. I was a judgmental Christian for 26 years, from 3, 4 to 30. Does 26 years just go away? Now, it's been more years since then that I haven't been, maybe 30 years since then, but they're kind of still equal. Well, for 26 years, including the 4 of your formative years, you were drenched in, this is good, this is bad, God is up there, the whole mind training. The whole mind training, brainwashing curriculum. I'm not saying that there's not good parts of it. There are very good parts of it. It's a kindergarten. We're here to graduate. Religion is doing something beneficial. If it did nothing beneficial whatsoever, it wouldn't be here. So use it to learn something, yes? So for 26 years, I was a judgmental Christian. And then I dropped it. Did it all go away? No, that stuff was deep in the subconscious mind. Okay, but I changed my mind. Well, maybe you changed, if the mind has 1,200 levels, maybe you changed the first 87. Okay, now I changed 2 more, I'm at level 89. But this thing goes to level 1,200 in my consciousness. Can we see why we continue to do these things? Why we're cleaning? Why we're doing A Course in Miracles? Not because we think there's something wrong with us, it's because we're just cleaning off all of the crap that doesn't belong. So I had all that judgment. And here is those specific ways that judgment plays out for me now. So after a while, I got real clear in my spirit. There's no such thing as hell. I didn't even grow up with hell. Yet, what does hell represent for me when someone says the word hell? It represents eternal damnation, while somewhere in my consciousness, I must believe that I'm fit for eternal damnation. That's what that would mean if it's showing up in my world. Secondly, I was the good girl, right? I had a brother, and he was living his life. He was free. He didn't do anything mom told him. Matter of fact, he did the exact opposite of what you told him. You know, the people that are contrarian, if you told him don't run into the street, he would just go straight and run into the street. If you told him don't touch that dog, he would, this dog here? And it wasn't defiance. It was, he was going to go and see experientially for himself what it was. He wasn't going to take your word for it not to do it. And that's why he got nipped on the hand before by dogs. He would have all his lessons experientially. That's what his soul came here to do, not to be safe and do everything he was told. Well, so my brother was, he was doing his thing. And I was the good girl. So how does the good girl grow up? And how does that translate into now out there? I'm looking at the comment, and the comment says something to the effect of, even other witches have already told you you're wrong, but you don't want to, something about you don't want to see it, or something like that. And I thought, ha, there it is. Thank you for showing me my deeply hidden thoughts that I don't even know I have. Thank you. Ooh. And I went in and I took that and I chewed it. Other witches have even told you you're wrong. Ah, there it is. I fear judgment of other people. Ah, there it is. I'm not mad at it. I'm not, no, I shouldn't feel that way. That would be a judgment of the judgment. I'm simply chewing it, looking at it in my consciousness. I'm using the comments to show me where my true subconscious mind, what's really going on in my subconscious mind. Okay, so what is the thought? That's all I care about. What is the thought in my mind? I don't care about what people say. No one cares about what people say, because we know that what people say doesn't put food on your table, it don't pay for your home, it don't pay for your clothes, it doesn't give you, it does nothing. What people say does nothing in your life. We all know this. You know this. The issue is when what people say is a little too close to what we're holding in here. That's where it gets, ooh, you just hit a nerve. No, I'm gonna fight you. Ooh, I don't like that. That's when it concerns us what people say. We don't care about what people say. No one cares about. It's just words flying out of people's mouths. You don't care about that. But let something fly out somebody's mouth that's got you turned up. It's showing you there's something inside me that invited this. Why? To hurt my feelings? No, to make me aware. Wake up to my own mind, what's going on in my mind, and let me eliminate it in my mind where the source lives. And you might say, yeah, but that's somebody else saying it. They're reflecting my thoughts, and they wouldn't be able to come into my sphere unless I had held a matching vibration, a frequency, and frequency carries information. So if my frequency is carrying, I don't care if it's 89% love and 11% fear of judgment of other people, trying to be a good girl, trying to get it right. That was me in school trying to get the answer right, because I'll be a good girl and I'll escape punishment, and maybe I'll get an ice cream, maybe I'll get dessert. It was all based on punishment and rewards. That is what the whole system of the ego does. So I had to look at that. And I found it. It didn't take me very long to find it in my own consciousness. It's in here. That's why it's out there. Is this helpful, Althea?
Oh, you hit the nail on the head several times. Bam, 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 bam. Because yes, I have that good girl thing too. I grew up with that too. And I can definitely see how what I really appreciate about the Course in Miracles now, which is why it's clicking in now instead of all the times I tried to do it before, is because I really understand the value and the importance of owning your perceptions, seeing what you are perceiving, and then consciously changing them so that whatever anybody does out there won't have the ability to, grab you by your chest and, pull you up, and rip you out of your own life. And that is worth $1 million. And it makes me feel just so, it helps bring clarity what you just said to me, to be able to oh, yeah, I have that too. Wow. Thank you so much. And I would like to be complete so that the next others can speak as well. Thank you very much, Kaisi. You are definitely an earth angel. You walk in love, you shine a brilliant light, and I have been on your trail since 2014 as well. And I have only ever seen love, but then I know that's Libra's mission, so I give thanks for it. And you're my opposite, so you help me because Aries is my sign and we balance each other out accordingly to astrology. So I give thanks, and I thank you for your wisdom. I thank you for your boldness, and I thank you for your love every day. That is it.
Ashe. 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 Received. Who's next?
I think it's me.
Good
Good morning, listen.
Good morning.
First of all, God morning to you too, sis. God morning to you all. I'm sitting in here and the light is so bright in this room. The energy is so beautiful. I love that meditation that you did. You know, this is my first time on a stage here. And it was just absolutely beautiful. And it's like Holy Spirit like answers my questions all the time. You know, like when I just let go of like what I think. And of course, the Miracles has helped me to do that. It's helped me to, you know, it's demonstrated to me the power of letting go. It's taught me how to let go and to be guided. And I found myself in this room. I woke up a little earlier, and I was like kind of looking for like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I guess I was just up, and I listened to your to the meeting that you had yesterday. I listened to that whole 2-hour some hour meeting, and it was just absolutely beautiful. I was like, I gotta come here, and you know, you guys are on this lesson today. See, peace instead of this. Oh my God. It's like, if I only knew before, right? But we know that's not, you know, all we have is now. It's only now, you know. I've been studying the course since February. Well, it's almost a year, almost been doing it for a year. I haven't gone through all of them because they've just been so powerful. And I've been, you know, like studying with someone else. But it fits right in line, you know, like with the lesson that I want today. And it's just, I don't know, I'm just in awe right now. And it's interesting, you know, I heard a sister share about living in New York, about drinking coffee, right? That was hilarious to me. Oh my God, you know, because people say I have a Brooklyn accent. I don't hear it. I don't know. But anyway, you know, just to hear someone mock that is really hilarious. And yeah, absolutely. Everything you said, you know, cut you off, all of that is going on here, you know, but I've been able to see differently. I've been able to have peace instead of that. And I, you know, and I don't know, like my travels are different walking through these streets of New York, Brooklyn, New York every day. And, you know, and I don't know, I find like loving people, you know, when I'm in, you know, like when I set my intentions, you know, that's the thing I love about the course is this lessons, right? It's like things you can do, that mind training thing. And it's just, I don't know, I'm having a moment, y'all, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for holding this room. Like I said, I have a lot to say, but I think it's just best for me just to yield the mic. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stella.
That is beautiful. Your soul leads you to streams of water. That's where our soul leads us. Isn't that what it says? It said he leadeth me in paths of righteousness. Hello? He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. My cup runneth over. That's what it says. Isn't that what it says?
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
And that's what it is. Hallelujah, saints. Hallelujah. Ashe.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I could choose peace instead of this. I could choose peace instead of this. I could choose peace instead of this. I love this because, and I know we say that, like, I love this. No, I love this because this is so empowering. Like, the ball is totally in your court. Like, if you have not realized, thus far through the lessons that you're in the driver's seat, like, this one should really let you know you're in the driver's seat. I could choose this instead of this. Like, I don't have to do this. I can just. I hopped on, not the complete, but just the title of the lesson itself. And I was like, oh, I feel so empowered. Yeah. And I just wanted to, bring awareness to the power that we all possess, because we've always had the power. We just forgot. And so this holds true to me. This touches me because my story is all about going from powerless to powerful, or realizing I am powerful, not powerless, and assisting others in realizing that they are powerful as well. And we just simply forgot that we had the power the whole time. Just like Dorothy, she could have went home anytime she wanted to because she always had power, but she had to be reminded. So that's my take on this lesson, and I'm complete.
It's so empowering when we study the course. And what I love about it, Queen Vashti, is it doesn't give us any more excuses. It very wonderfully every morning, it just lifts more excuses out of our hands. Because I'm going to use this excuse for this, and I'm going to use that excuse for that. Well, no, beloved, you don't have any more excuses. Be great.
Thanks, Coach. No more excuses. Just be great, And it doesn't, just a little every day counts. Just a little bit every day.
Every day. Question, Harmony, do you know why replays are off? One of our love tubers let us know that replays are off in the clubhouse room. I don't know why that is, because I don't think we turned them off. I don't know how to turn them on. I think Clubhouse just did a new thing. I don't know. There was a new update.
I don't know. They're usually just always on unless you turn them off, and I didn't turn it off, but I'll take a look.
Oh, thank you so much, because I'm not sure what's happening now. Thank you for letting us know. So if you are ever on Clubhouse and something happens, come to the YouTube and listen to it. If something happens on the YouTube channel and you can't listen to it here, go to the Christian Witches YouTube channel. It's on 2 YouTube channels, Valerie Love YouTube channel and the Christian Witches YouTube channel. And if that doesn't work for you, go to the Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page and listen to it there. So if you ever come upon a day, because they just had some new update on the Clubhouse, and I don't know why, the replays are off for today. So were you able to turn it on, or Harmony is going to find out and let us know. So if you ever don't have it one place, we are on 4 platforms simultaneously. If one is a little, go to another. Yes? All right, who's up next?
We have Angel.
That would be good morning.
Good morning.
I absolutely loved this lesson because I was actually getting frustrated with being in, all the other lessons and working hard to apply them every day and to see things differently. And it's like, there was one particular area in my life where I was having some resistance, and that was like with my children's father. And it's just a lot with that. But
for the first time today, it's like we were doing our first exercise. It's like when I closed my eyes, I was at peace. Like I was in a meadow. I don't know how the hell I ended up in a meadow, but I was like in the bathroom, and then I'm like in a meadow, and I'm like, and then his little happy ass come running across my meadow, and I'm like, holy shit, I could see peace instead of what the hell I've been seeing. Like I don't have to constantly. He don't have to, like, it's me that's letting him constantly annoy me in what he does or what he says, and not looking in at why these things are annoying me. And it's like I could really see peace. And it was like, oh my God, the lessons are working. Even though lessons have been working, it's just that one situation in my life has really, really, really bothered me. Like, really bothered me. And the reason it bothers me because I'm like on this spiritual journey and I don't want a man. Like I want to love Angel. Angel has not been loved on ever. And I want to love on her. And I don't like, and that's it. It's just that simple. And it wasn't being received. And it's like, it's not my place to worry about what he thinks about it, how he feels about me, and sharing my spiritual journey with my children. Like my children light candles on the ancestor altar and stuff, and he hates it. Why you go to? And Dr. V made me laugh too. Sorry, Queen Adasa, because he's a New Yorker, and everything I do rubs. So like, yo, son, why you gotta have them doing this? Or why you
Okay, we can't have this talk about New Yorkers now, because I'm from New York too.
I love New Yorkers, but y'all a whole different breed. I'm a country.
Yes, we are.
And New Yorkers are some complete, like, it's like a whole different breed of people.
It's like New York is a different country almost.
It is. And I love it. But it's like, I don't know, like I haven't been able to let go of those things until today. And it was also a profound moment for me because like when we try to do these exercises and I close my eyes, I have a million and one things sitting through my mind. I'm like, I'm trying to slow them down so I can look at them one at a time while we do the exercise and just speed through. And they've been slowing down. And for today, the first time, like when I closed my eyes, I was in a damn meadow. I've never been to a meadow. I don't even know where the meadow was at, but that's where I was. And then I saw him, and then I saw peace. And it was like, I'm so happy, like beyond words. I don't know. But that's all I had to say. And with that, I am complete.
That is delicious because do we notice, family, that regular meditation every single day at the same time reconstitutes the fabric of your consciousness? And it only takes 28 to 33 days or so to create a new habit. So if you're here every day, bring your friends, grab your peeps, say, we're doing this every morning. 365-day curriculum. I've been reading the course, studying the course for over a decade. You heard Dr. G. Wally says she's been studying the course daily for 13 years, and she's still doing it today. She's doing it today. I have to go to this beautiful comment from Miriam. Family, if you're in a dynamic spiritual community, if you're in the waters, remember the angel came down every day and troubled the waters at the same time. We ought to not be flippant with our own self. Don't show up half the time, show up late, show up. I can't do that to myself because when you are casual, you become a casualty. Don't be flippant and lax with yourself. Show up, make a decision. Show up every day like you're running it, like you, because I'm not running it. It doesn't belong to me. Spirit's running this whole thing. If I'm not here, trust me, the mods would do everything perfectly. Trust me. Show up every day. Show up in excellence. 2022 is a manifestation year like you have never seen before. This 222 energy is off the charts. Off the charts. You could have the biggest year of your life if you stop playing around with the thing and make a decision. Make a decision. Don't play with yourself. It's not casual. Make a decision. Bust a move. Like we say in New York, bust a move. Now, Miriam says this beautiful comment on YouTube. Miriam is one of our love tubers and a member on the YouTube channel. Members on the YouTube channel, you do receive my books as a gift ebook form, and you get the books before anyone else. So if you are looking at any of the books on my website, on my Amazon, I'm blessed to be the author of over 20 books on practical spirituality, including quite a few workbooks that make it simple. In fact, get in there. This is practical spirituality. Get in there and work it. Miriam says, I can replace my feelings of fear of COVID and traveling in the airport and on the plane to the 222 Ascension with peace and purchase my ticket today! Exclamation point, Ashe. That's it. I am astounded. Yesterday, I filmed the show with Max Tucci and Gordana Bernard, and the show will air this Sunday night. And I did tell Max I would talk about the show and make sure everyone knew about the show on latalkradio.com/Max, or you can even search Max and Friends. And he is on Instagram at Max Tucci. Tucci is spelled Tucci. Max, Gordana, and I did the show, and then after the show, we kicked it like we love doing. We love kicking it. We were saying that we were astounded at how gaslit everyone allowed themselves to be. Did you see the movie Don't Look Up? That was literally the mantra to answer an asteroid is about to hit us and kill all of us. An asteroid, this is an extinction level event. And guess what they made up? They made up a slogan, a campaign slogan. Don't look up. Literally, you could look up and see the asteroid was about to hit. What? Well, don't look up. If you don't want to have a problem, don't look up. Don't look up. We're looking at the asteroid. That was the solution. And watch that movie. Don't look up. It is the ultimate movie. Did somebody's speaking? Did y'all hear that movie? Watch that movie?
Yeah, funny.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, but I watched it.
In that movie, tells us what was going on, and they asked the founder, creators of the movie, did you all do this because of COVID? And he said, actually, no, they said it's actually global warming, not COVID. It's something else. The same thing applies. People can I've been gaslit when I was in a relationship and someone told me they wasn't cheating and I already knew what was going on. No, I was just talking to a friend. No, you didn't see what you see. No, you don't know what you know. No, that's not it. No, this is something else. We allowed ourselves to be gaslit, and we recounted because we did a show in the very beginning of 2020 when everything broke loose, and Max said, come on, let's get together and let's do a show to anchor people in love in this experience. And we said, yes, we did the show. Show was amazing. Here it is 2 years later, and we've done shows between then. Here it is, we did this show, and this is what Gordana and I and Max said about the moment when the quote-unquote P word broke out. It's a P. I don't give it power with my words. I remember where I was standing. I was standing in Starbucks in Miami Beach, online. My daughter calls me, ring, ring, ring. This is my middle child, the one who keeps up on everything. Y'all know her, Gaia. Gaia said, Mom, yeah, it's a P. It's a P. They said we're in a P. I said, we are? She said, yes. I was like, and I looked around. It's a very surreal moment. It was like, where were you on 911? And I looked around in Starbucks. No one was sick. No one was doing anything other than the normal thing that we do every time. Starbucks was packed. People were everywhere. I'm not a C denier. I'm not. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not anti anything. Get whatever you want, work whatever you want, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, completely up to you. You're free. What I knew and what I know is my experience was different from what people told me. And you have a choice in that experience. It's not that something wasn't going on, there was something going on. And it wasn't that we're denying something's going on. No, we're not saying that. We're saying was what was going on what we were told was going on? Something was going on. And people definitely had experiences in their body temple. Oh, for sure. We're not denying that. We're asking, is what they told us what was actually going on? Is what they're telling us what is actually going on? And you get to come to those conclusions yourself. All three of us in that conversation said it was probably one of the biggest gaslighting experiences, events of humanity. Humanity has never had a social media experience while we're having something like this. So you get to stand on what you know, regardless of what people tell you. Stand on what you know. Now, what you think it is and what it is, I don't know. We're above that because we deal in upper dimensions. That's all going on in the third dimension. What I'm sharing with you is my experience, that my experience did not match what I was hearing around me. And so, what determines whether you're going to see peace or restriction? My mind. I could see peace instead of this.
It's like the movie, right? It's like we're living in a movie now that says don't look in.
Mm.
You know, it's like it's the same thing, like don't look in. Don't look at you, don't think. You know what I mean? You know, so yeah, so absolutely, sis, I hear you with that.
Ooh, don't look in. The other one was don't look up. This one is don't look in. Woo.
That's the world we living in. Don't look in.
And that's why we do it every morning. That's why we do it every morning.
God morning, God morning, God morning, God love. How you love?
Max 2G! You heard us talking. Come on, Max, talk to us.
So, what I loved yesterday from our conversation, was after the show. The show is going to be powerful. So, y'all who are listening right now, tune in Sunday, 11 p.m. on LA Talk Radio, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on LA Talk Radio, 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Val, Gordana, and I, we had the conversation of living fearlessly. And what does that mean? And what does living and what does fearless mean? And I love the takeaway from the after the show, which I wish we could have had part of the show, but that was for us to share intimately with one another and with whom we decide to share it with after. So now when the guitars, the G-string, I'm all about the G-string this morning. This morning I was laughing thinking about the G-string yesterday. So will you share with us G-string story?
In the guitar shop, guitars all around the guitar shop, high up on the wall. You pluck one G string of one guitar, and the G strings on all the guitars begin to strum. Why? Vibration, energy, it's matching vibration. The H is not strumming. You pluck the G string and the other G string strum. What if the G string is love? You pluck your G string of love. But what we had was a plucking. You could pluck H, you could pluck F, E, and you're going to get a matching. So pluck your your string, your G string, pluck yourself and love, and then you're awakening it in everyone.
You know, and I took from that yesterday is that when that peace string was pulled, it didn't resonate nor vibrate with me. And I know it didn't for you as well. And Gordana was saying that, you know, she lives in Sweden. She wanted to go away to Denmark, and she wasn't able to go because of vaccine passports. And so for her, it was a beautiful lesson because she wanted to be still and know and focus internally. And I said, oh, if that was Val and I, there would have been a problem because we would have built a bridge, we would have found a zip line, we would have done something.
We would have swam, okay? We would have started swimming.
Whatever we needed to do. But the description of the G-string, and I think it's funny to say G-string because it's something we'll all remember. But, you know, when you want to say the P word and the P string, what I'm curious to know is how many people, and back channel me, when that P string was pulled on that day that Gaia called Val Love and said, there's the P string was pulled. How many of you did that vibrate with? Did that resonate with? Did fear fall into place and say, wow, I am now resonating with the other P strings? Now, I'm not here to say that, you know, people are sheep or this or that. That's not my point. My point is very simple. The vibration that you're on is one you get to choose to be on. So when you want to be in this vibration of life, when you wake up to live and to say, thank you for another day, for another moment, for this time and space that I'm in right now, what do you want your frequency to be? What do you want your beautiful being to be? And how do you want to live your life? Do you want to live in fear or do you want to live fearlessly? And when we say fear is false evidence appearing real, but then we talk about courage. And sometimes we need fear to understand courage. So there's duality. But it doesn't mean you have to live in fear. And the Bible says, do not fear and fear not. So if we're here to fear not, then why do we fear? And these were the questions that we asked on yesterday's pre-record. I wanted to pre-record it on 222. Yesterday, another book that I did called Meditation, Intimate Experiences with Divine Through Contemplative Practices was released, and it was just a good vibrational day. And that conversation was felt. It carried through. We even did an after the show. We stayed on longer, and we'll air it this Sunday. So Living Fearlessly, if you want to tune into that, Val gives some beautiful nuggets of love, as always. And I appreciate you, and I want to take this moment right now to acknowledge you again. You are dedicated to this time and space, 34, which means 34 of your mornings you have spent every morning with us. And that dedication, I validate, I see you, I hear you, you matter. And thank you for opening up this space, for inviting us in, for being committed to this space and time, and for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for your teachings. And you know, you do this beautiful thing of breaking thin ice. And sometimes that thin ice are patterns of pathologies. And I call it thin ice because it's not thick. That's the illusion that what you believe is thick. And if someone can come in and break that thin ice and make you look at something different and shift the paradigm, you have to honor that person. So I thank you, Val Love, for being that person in so many people's lives. 80 people were in this room already, and those are 80 people that have heard your voice and have taken you with them. So thank you for being with us on this journey. I love you.
Max, look at spirit, the universe, the quantum field, whatever we desire to call it. We used to have rooms with 3 or 4 or 5 people in them, 7 people. Look at what is occurring. It's certainly not occurring because of me. It's occurring because of all of us. We decided enough is enough. It's time for love. All the light workers are waking up and taking their rightful place upon their thrones. And they're saying, okay, it's time for us to take charge of this ship, this mothership, Earth, and let's take it in the love direction. We're rising up. Yes?
You know, there's that song, We Rise Up. And what I love about Mother Earth is when you look at that during I love how you call it the P word. When you look at that, I always looked at nature during this whole experience. The birds were fine, the trees were good, the dogs were barking, the cats were meowing, the squirrels were still running across the street. So in nature, whenever we have questions about life, we can be still sometimes and just look at nature and realize that the trees are growing next to one another. They're not judging each other. Flowers are blooming without being told how to. Baby sharks, I know this sounds crazy, but I want to go there for a minute. Baby sharks, there's this beautiful shark, when the mother gives birth, instinctively they know to hide under the roots of trees that are in the water so that they can't be preyed upon. And the mother leaves them. And so if you think that nature can figure it out and know what to do, sometimes we need to look to it to figure out what we need to do. And I know that Val loves her plant medicines and the dean of all. Plant medicines are there to open our invisible world behind our visible world. It's really the visible world behind the eyes. What's going on behind our eyes in our mind, in our world there. And so when Mother Nature has the answer for that, look into it, tap into it, embrace it, love it, honor it. And thank you again, Val, for bringing that to our consciousness, because you shift that paradigm where sometimes we look into things and we think, our mother or our father said, don't do this, don't do that, or media says how bad this is, and don't do this, and don't watch that, but yet they contradict themselves with giving us stories that are really a low vibration. So thank you for raising the vibration, Valley Love.
Thank you for bringing your incredible light to this space, Max. I love you. I love you, Max. Wow, all these years we've been having incredible conversations. And Max and I, we've met up in New York too. When we were in New York, we were looking at Freedom Tower. Never, and when Max and I are together, we're having all these wonderful experiences. It's heaven. It's heaven. Never did I fathom, Max, that the world would go where it went, even a couple of years after. And we were together in Miami at the condo that you guys used to have down there in Miami. Never did I fathom that something like this was coming. Never. Never. And now it's over. I believe that Spirit gave us the download to come together every morning because we're over this. Okay, it's done. It's over. Yes, people did transition. And yes, we send love to all the families. And yes, maybe science doesn't have it all figured out yet. What I do know is love works no matter what. No matter what, it works. We brought up on the screen something that you have to listen to the show this Sunday all the way to the end, and you're going to get some incredible morsels from Gordana Biernat, one of my favorite people. I love her. Here I brought up on the screen, nothing real can be threatened. You are real. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. All the things we're afraid of, it doesn't exist. These are figments and smoke in our imagination. Myths. Herein lies the peace of God. Those 3 lines will save your life. Nothing real can be threatened. You cannot be threatened. Love cannot be threatened. Peace cannot be threatened. Bliss cannot be threatened. These are all real. Nothing unreal exists. All the things we see walking around in this 3rd dimension matrix, that is an illusion, a simulation, whatever we desire to call it, Maya, the dream world. The Toltec wisdom tells us, down here in Mexico, surrounded by Toltecs, by the many Aboriginal tribes to this beautiful place. The Inca were further south, like in Peru. So when we're in Peru, we're with the Incan energy. Right now, I'm in the Yucatan, and this is the energy of the Maya. So all these ancient Aztecs, the Maya, the Inca, the Olmecs, the Toltecs, they have powerful wisdom. They all told us the same thing. You come from the stars, just like the Aboriginal people of Africa told us the same thing. The Dogon people told us you come from the stars. First of all, you're not from here. And this isn't real. There's another reality beyond this that is real. This only seems like it's real. Herein lies the peace of God. If it can change and leave, it wasn't real in the first place. If your lover, I don't love you no more, I'm out. Was it ever love? I don't know. Who's next?
Good morning, everybody. This is Dia.
Good morning, Dia. How you loving?
I'm loving well, thank you. The thing that stood out to me with the lesson for today was when you said that you could make it a mantra. And I'm really big into mantras. And I had been studying an affirmation that I got from Bob Proctor in that same manner. And what really resonated with me was how just me saying things out loud in a different way, the inflections of different words, could set off feelings in me that would shift my perspective about things. And so I have been struggling with that mantra of his, but when I started saying it in certain ways that resonated with me, it really clicked. And I felt that same way about today's lesson. It was like in the cartoons, how people have the angel on their one side of their shoulder and the devil on the other side. I felt like finally I had that, and this was it in the form saying you could see this differently, because I've always had a tendency to just see everything negative. Like, for example, I saw a dog the other day and it looked like it was stuck from my perspective. And I just went downhill in my thinking about all the things that was going to happen to the dog because I saw it being stuck. So when I saw today's lesson, I was like, yeah, I could see peace instead of this. I could see the dog was just being adventurous and he's sitting on top of this tree for that reason. You know, just anything. But the point was, I felt like this is just, I feel like the superhero that I always felt like I was. You know, I don't know if I said it the other day, but my alter ego has always been Wonder Woman. And so I felt like this lesson was just another tool that I was being shown that I had, like Queen Vashti said about Dorothy, that I had the tool all the time, but I didn't know it until I was reminded of it through this lesson. And I just felt like that was a profound shift in my mind. And going forward, I know that I can just day to day choose whether I want to see things negatively or I want to see them peacefully. I can just simply choose, like Yoda says, do or do not. There is no try. I can just choose the better way that I want to do going forward. I don't have to worry about the choices that I used to make in my former self. And I'm complete on that, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Stella. I was up early this morning too, and I noticed she had followed me. So I checked out why she followed, and I saw her group, and I joined that group so that I could study with them too. So thank you.
Get all the deliciousness up in here. Get all the deliciousness up in here, right?
Yes.
You know, we always say in this room, we're not about millions of followers. I got millions of video views on my YouTube channel, very blessed. Lots of people are engaged in this community all over the world. On the Christian Witches Facebook fan page, over 10,000 people. On the Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page, over 4,000 people. More friend requests that I can even answer in my Facebook right now. On YouTube, millions of views. On the Christian Witches YouTube, thousands of subscribers. On both Instagrams, thousands of subscribers, thousands of followers. What we're seeking here, what my intention, I have a very clear intention, is not millions of followers, it's billions of engagers. Are we engaged in our life? We're not just blindly following somebody. I hope nobody is following me. I say that all the time. I hope you're not following me. I hope you're following the inner guide. Yes, the inner guide is what we follow. The inner teacher. I don't follow people. And I hope we don't get into the whole follow mentality. We're doing this together because we're choosing to do this together. It's the soul assembly. Because souls like to come together and assemble. Because they know that they can do a whole lot more together. So this whole idea that we hear in a lot of clubhouse rooms, follow the mods, follow the mods, follow the mods. Hey, if you want to, great, follow the mods. I say, look across this whole room and see who are you vibing with. Connect with them. Look across this whole room. Look in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. Who do you vibe with? Connect with them, because souls love to connect. Who's next?
Hey, Val, real quick, I want to pick up on that real quick. The follow.
Yes.
I think what social media has done is it has divided us into a way where our ego believes we need to be followed. And I love to say joined, because that's a decision you can make on your own. If you want to join me, and I want to join you. And I was born into a family of hospitality, and we were always taught all are welcome at my table, and how may I be of service to you? And if we take that into everyday life and add the validation, I see you, I hear you, I matter, then we have shifted the paradigm of life in general, because we validate one another, we're in service to one another, and all are welcome in this time and space. To back up real quick on what you said, Val, about this is over, when we were talking about the P word. For me, quite frankly, I never really saw it start. I come from a school that the number one cause of death is life. And whatever falls in between there and happens to you is part of your journey. And I also look at the simplicity that Alan Watson teaches, that the simplicity of life is just to live. And anything we want to do outside of that is up to us to choose to do. So do we choose to be a follower? Do we choose to be a joiner? Do we choose to be a leader? Do we choose to be something? Do we choose to be nothing? It's all for us to choose. So I love that we can have these conversations. But the word follow is really one that blows my mind, and how easy we fall into that rabbit hole. And like I said yesterday, it was down a rabbit hole, rabbit shit. So if you want to fall down that rabbit hole and you want to fall into some rabbit shit, do that. Falling into the hole of follow makes one, I think, detached from the core of who they are to be the leader as well. So thank you for bringing that into this conversation. I like it every time when people say I'm complete, I'm this, I'm that, I just end with, I love you.
You can say.
Congratulate you, Max, on your new writing. I just ordered that book. I love
thank you.
And of course, the pastors in there too, Reverend Valerie, Sylvia Sumter. I'm always surprised when I see you appear in the community that I'm in. I'm like, God dang, was he there all the time? How the hell did I not?
Max been here for years. Max and I've been rolling for years. And Max, by the way, Max is married. He has a very wonderful husband, and Max and his husband have taken me out to dinner. They're exquisite. They are exquisite people, okay?
I just love him, period. He can be praying to 15,000 people. It don't make no difference because you're still part of my life. And I'm grateful, but I also understand this, that in the spiritual world, when you're ready, people appear. So even though we've been in the same communities for years, I never really paid any attention. And so now I'm ready. So anyway, congratulations.
Rosa, I appreciate you. And the beautiful phrase, where we are right now is exactly where we're supposed to be. And that's like, when you look at a theatrical stage, there's stages behind the stage, and there's rotating stages. And sometimes the stages need to rotate for the curtains open to see one another. So I'm glad that the curtain's open. I'm glad that we're seeing one another this time and space, hearing one another. Yes. And your photo, I love the photo with that smile, because when I see that, I automatically smile. So I know that your smile and my smile will see one another one day, because Val and I too, we have done shows before we did. In fact, we have never met. Val, I still never met Gordana in person. And I've been interviewing Gordana, I think, now for 7 or 8 years. I have some friends. So sometimes the connection doesn't have to be a physical connection with one another. When soul wants to meet soul, they'll find a way to do it. So Rosa, thank you for joining me, and I love joining you and being in this space together. And the book, Meditation, is a beautiful book, intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. Dr. Sister Jenna leads the book, and I love Reverend Summer. She was on yesterday. We did a roundtable, and her story and her energy is beautiful. And if you get a chance, Val, I'm going to back channel you the link to the YouTube show yesterday.
Please do.
America Meditative Radio. If you're looking for it, America Meditative Radio. And Mystic Goes Mainstream was yesterday's topic with the book. And there's some beautiful authors that share their stories and how meditation transformed their lives. I love you, Val. And I love you too, Rosa. And I love everyone in this room. Share that.
Max, what's the name of the book? I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it up on the screen.
Meditation, intimate experiences with the divine through contemplative practices. and Sacred Stories is the publisher. And Val, I know that we have a conversation. I don't know if I actually told you this, but behind the scenes, I've had a conversation with Sacred Stories, and I've mentioned you to have them do a book with you. So we've got to continue that conversation. But yes,
I'm a yes for that. That sounds delicious.
Yeah. So there's the book. There's 37 authors, 222 pages of how meditation has transformed our lives. I stated yesterday as a child, meditation, even though I had a grandmother who was a yogi and a meditator, taught me meditation. As a child, like 3 years old, I was walking through the streets of Italy where I grew up, and I would have to just kneel down and start to pray or meditate. And my mother never understood it, and she just said, "Let Max be Max." I said, I felt like Joan of Arc. And my initials are OM, Oscar Maximilian. So it was always natural for me to pull the OM cord on life and let it vibrate it and let it energize me. So I love this room. I love this space. I love you all, Shanna.
You guys are just
I just bought the book. I have the book up on the screen. Family, everyone buy the book. Sister Dr. Jenna. I don't have to know her. I know Max. And Max said she's beautiful. That's all I need. Go buy the book right now. I just bought the book right online, on air. Y'all saw me buy the book. Now go buy the book. Continue.
Sister Jenna is actually a meditative. She belongs to the Indian thought and Buddha kind of.
Brahma Kumari.
She's amazing. Her spirit. She's the type of spirit that when you meet her, you're gonna cry. Just her voice does something to me. Anyway, because she's right in Silver Springs, and there's
they have the meditation museum in DC, which is open on Saturdays. And Sister Jenna is part of Brahma Kumari, which is a beautiful vibration, and the sisterhood is such a beautiful, strong sisterhood to witness. You know, women coming together and to celebrate one another and celebrate meditation and God and divine. So it's a beautiful journey for them. Thank you, Rosa.
I'm surprised you haven't met her because she knows a lot of people that you know.
I may have met her, and I do love the meditation museum. I haven't been there. I love, love, love it. I've come across it a lot, the meditation museum.
Meditation is actually going to be my master thesis when I get time, probably after I get to Africa. Other things on my mind right now. But while I'm on, can I just speak on this whole lesson?
Yes, you were, I think Lake Princess was going to be the next one. You go right ahead. You are our elder. Go right ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to bust in line.
Rosa, you can bust in line anytime you want to. Go right ahead. We know it's Mama Rosa. Go right ahead. Mama Rosa don't know anything about Clubhouse, what we talking about. Mama Rosa show up. She got something to say. Okay, go right ahead, Mama Rosa. You got the floor.
Someone asked today, how do you do the lesson? How do you change and ask for peace? And, the thought came to me, it's so simple. Whenever you're disturbed, just say the thought. Just say the thought. Because when you ask for peace, Spirit gives you situations that you must be peaceful in. It does. The world does.
Okay, I'm sure Mama Rosa will be right back. Or Mama Rosa, we don't hear your sound. Or is that me? Anyone else on stage? Do y'all hear Rosa?
Can't hear her. No. I came out.
Okay, there we go. We hear you now, Rosa. It went out for a second. Can you say it again?
So what Spirit does, and what I have learned in this life walking this time around, is that when I ask for something, it gives me situations where I have to use it. So that's the way the course works. All I have to do is say the mantra throughout the course of the day, especially when a situation
affects my peace. Oh no, this is not going to happen. Because today, right here, right now, I choose to see peace in this. That's it. That's all. I don't need to ask why, how, or how am I going to do that? Because by the end of the day, you have become peaceful in every situation that you have encountered. This is about allowing the thoughts, the mantra, to do its work and not in resistance. Because life to me is just a lesson in love, forgiveness. That's it, that's all. A Course in Miracles to me is the ultimate teacher of love and forgiveness. That's it, and that's all. Those are, I think it was you, Val, that might have told me this. We only have two feelings. There's only two situations, so maybe it was Ayana. You got love or you got fear. You can put any kind of adjective to describe it, but it's either love or fear. And love heals everything, as Janine always tells us. Love is the cure-all for every freaking thing and experience. And we don't have to say it, we can just think it. But if you want to get it, say it and think it. Think it and say it in every situation that disturbs you. That song that Agape sings, Reverend Michael sings. Guess what? I'm going to paradise, and I'm going to take you with me. And that's what this is all about. We're on our road to paradise here on earth. And we're taking you with us for 365 days. And then 365 days again. And then 365 days again. And so on and so on until you go through. I love this. I want to thank you, everyone on this, for adding to my clarity, my acceptance, my allowing God to do the work, my awareness to see when I'm trying to cooperate.
Rosa, your voice went out again. Okay, you're back.
The devil don't want me to talk.
The devil is a liar. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Just stay the course.
Oh my goodness, it's funny. Yeah, family, by the way, we're not a devil community. We don't subscribe to beliefs in the devil. It's a metaphor. The devil is a metaphor, okay?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Blessings. How you loving? However, our brother, could you hold for a moment? We are going with Lake Princess next, and then you're after Lake Princess. Sounds good? Welcome.
Can you send me your notes?
Say that
I
again.
really want your notes.
I'm not sure
I
what
want your fucking
report. Thank you. All right, let's go with Lake Princess. We had a little excitement this morning. Woo. we had a little excitement this morning. Okay, let's go to Lake Princess.
Moving forward.
Yes. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah, so I feel I'm going to have to do this exercise multiple times a day because believe it or not, I know I come off as like a bubbly person. I get frustrated, get stressed, get anxious very easily. And
Pause, Lake Princess. What's your intention in speaking?
I'm going to decipher the notes, and I want to connect what we talked about on the third day, where you mentioned we're going to learn about universal truth. What I hope to gain from learning universal truth is that I will no longer let the false things in my life or the negative things in my life continue to affect me. I am on a journey to focus on my present because I've dealt with my past for much too long. When when we talk about peace in this lesson, I read it last night and this morning with you guys. It brought back how there are no small upsets. So even if I try to brush off one thing, it'll kind of build up into a bigger thing. So I feel that peace is my responsibility, and that I cannot allow myself to talk down on myself anymore about not doing enough or anything. And I feel that I'm going to mention this lesson as much as I can in my head today at work and during school, because I have issues accepting that I can be okay and happy where I'm at. I don't have to be an overnight like blow up overnight just to prove to people that I am like I deserve like love and respect. I'm complete.
Like, Princess, I have to prize you and appreciate you on your growth over these months. It's been beautiful to watch. It is beautiful to watch. It's like we get to see the blossoming of our souls. And it's important that we have people that witness, other souls that witness our blossoming. And you are not the same person you were months ago. You are different. And trust and know that you are different. It's working.
I don't see the growth. Sometimes I still feel that I'm not enough sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's par for the course. The beautiful thing is today, did I move an inch further than I was yesterday? Then it's a winning day. Did you move an inch? A centimeter?
Possibly.
Beautiful. Then it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna have a party because I'm one less centimeter crazy. One less. Maybe I was 79% crazy and only 21% love. But today I'm 77% crazy and 23% love. Woohoo! Time for a party. Time for a party, because I know the direction I'm going in. And I know the destination. A Course in Miracles has a line that says, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and to wait without anxiety. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and to wait patiently. There's no rushing because I already know the outcome. I'm God, and God is the only destination. Source is the only destination. I already know how this thing is going to end with Source. So go ahead, my mind. Play all the little mind games you want. I know where I'm going. Okay, today I'm 70% crazy and 30% love. I know the destination.
Those who are certain of the course, can you please repeat that?
Yes, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and to wait patiently. People don't like wait. Well, aren't you waiting when we all were sitting in our mother's womb for 40 weeks, 10 lunar months, and your mama and your daddy or whomever was well there to welcome you or was happy that you were coming, or even if they were happy you were coming, they had to wait. They couldn't yank you out at 2 months, you wouldn't have survived. They couldn't yank you out at 4 months, we had to wait. We wait. Something's brewing, something's happening, and we get everything ready. Birth is the perfect metaphor because we ready everything because we're so certain of the outcome. A baby. We can afford to wait 9 months. 6 months, yeah, we got 3 more months to go. At 6 months, no woman is rushing to the doctor saying, take it out now, I can't wait no longer. I want to get this baby now. No sane mother says that. We wait, and we can afford to wait, and we can afford to wait patiently. Oh, the baby's kicking, look. Oh, and you look at the little pictures. Oh, the baby has toes now. You wait. Why? Because you're certain of the outcome and you know that there's something happening. There's some divine movement under the surface, and I allow it to happen. It's called my unfoldment. I can wait. What's the rush? Where are we going? You're an immortal internal being, right? What are we rushing for? And besides that, there's no time. So let's just add that to the paradigm and really bring ourselves home to the truth. There ain't no time. There's the eternal now. Time and space are constructs, not realities. I read something so trippy the other day, Lake Princess and Family, in a quantum physics book. Are y'all ready for something trippy? I keep calling quantum physics trippy because we're all preparing for our quantum manifestation event on 222. If you are not going to be in the room with us, you still have the opportunity to join us in the room. There are many of us that are here on stage and here in the room and here in the chat on YouTube and Facebook that will be with us at the Quantum Manifestation Event 222 as we enter the 222 portal. I wanted to say galactic portal. It is a galactic portal. It's a portal of this galaxy. Well, because we'll be diving into quantum mechanics, and how quantum physics plays, it's the exact manifestation formula. And how you can manifest instantaneously, you don't have to stop putting time in between your manifestations. And because I'm preparing myself, my heart and spirit, to teach what I've already been doing, and doing it and teaching it are two different things. And I desire to be an excellence in how we teach this and how we do this event. I'm just going so deep down in quantum physics. And I've been studying quantum physics for years and been using it. I've never taught it. I just use it. You've been using quantum physics for a long time too. Now we're going to master how to use it. So, and if you want to join us, we'll be in Miami. It's a one-day event on 222 of 222. Well, here's the trippy thing that I keep reading this over and over, and this is how the mind almost doesn't even want to accept what I'm about to say. When you move your arm, you are not moving one solid object. Your arm disappears in one place and reappears in another place so fast and so many times when you wave your hand that it's moving so fast you can't see it. Just meditate on that. When you move your arm, you are not moving a solid object through time and space. You are not. Your arm, if you were able to slow it down, it's happening so fast, our minds cannot comprehend it. And we have a mechanism called the mind that slows everything down that's happening so we can actually see it and perceive it. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know where to go to hug your child because you wouldn't meet because things are happening so fast. You know how you spin, let's say you have a torch. And you spin the torch, it's lit at one end, and you spin the torch, doesn't it look like a ring of fire because the torch is spinning so fast? But you know it's not a ring of fire. It's one point of light, leaving one space in the quantum field and entering another point in the quantum field. It's just that it's happening so fast. This is far beyond the speed of light. They call this scalar speed, SCALAR. Far beyond the speed of light, if you were to give it a speed. Yet it's not a speed because that's still trying to term it in terms of time-space continuum. We're talking instantaneous disappearance and reappearance in the field. That means that the body you have, you could have a different one instantaneously. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you hearing, when you know the nature of reality, you no longer drag yourself through time and space like Dr. Joe Dispenza says. You don't have to drag yourself through time. Like you think if you are at A and you want to get to B, your dream life, whatever that may be, you think you have to drag yourself through time and space to get to B. That's what we were taught. That's what's deeply conditioned and programmed in our mind. It's not so. It is not so. Oh, you're right. Miracles will happen on 222. And before we go to our next, our beautifuls on our stage, I have to give it up to Sylvia. Sylvia's super chat. Money in the vortex. Money in the vortex. Sylvia, mwah. Hugs, hugs, hugs. You are blessed. Who's next? Are we complete with our... Oh, Sean. Oh, talk to us, Harmony.
So you know how say how we create the world that we see. Yesterday, I created some amazing shit. It was so amazing. And I had to laugh every time I created something different. While we were doing our ACIM yesterday, towards the end, when we were having the conversation about ascension, my mother-in-law did indeed ascend. And I was getting phone calls during the ending, but I already knew as soon as my phone rang and I hit the reject, I already knew what it was. So I knew, first thing I did was call River Love and Fall Apart. Then I pulled myself together and snapped out of it. My girlfriend was in the hospital and I told River Love, I said, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get held up with that all day. I already knew what was gonna happen. So I talked to her and she said, oh, they're not letting me come home till tomorrow. And I said, oh, okay, well, I'll bring you the things that you need. And then I'm gonna go and prepare some food and take it over to the house, which was something that I don't wanna say dreading, but it was something that made me feel very uncomfortable for a lot of reasons. And I wanted to go, but I wasn't ready for the uncomfortability that I was fearing. Because I didn't have this lesson yet to choose peace, choose to see peace instead of this. If I had this lesson yesterday, maybe I wouldn't have been so at ease. I just was not at ease. So exactly what I said, I was just gonna go drop off some things and I get to the hospital and the doctor comes in the room. He's like, oh, well, guess what? She'll be discharged today. And hopefully we can get her discharged before the storm. And this is right now, at that point, it was like 3 p.m. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to go to the store until they get your discharge papers because I knew it was going to be a while. So I go to the store and I get the things that I needed to make the meal and I go back to the hospital. I go into the hospital, I get into the elevator, press floor 8. It goes all the way to floor 8, and then a voice comes on and says, sorry, we are experiencing technical difficulties. The lights start flashing, the elevator just drops 8 floors, 9 floors actually, because it dropped down to the ground level. And the girl I was in the elevator with and the guy there, the guy, he was kind of calm. The girl's panicking, and I'm just laughing. So I was like, damn, I created the elevator to fall out of the sky. I created being trapped in an elevator so that I would not do the thing that I really was not comfortable with doing. I caused the hospital electricity box to blow up on fire. No power in the whole hospital. So when I get out of the elevator on the ground floor, I'm just looking like, I can't believe my mind created this. Everybody's panicking. People are screaming and wailing because my elevator door opened after just a few minutes. But some people were really trapped in these elevators. And I'm like, OMG. So then they're like, everybody, don't take the elevators, don't take the elevators. But I just had my surgery and I knew that there was no way that I could possibly climb all of those 9 flights of stairs. I just knew it was no way. So I saw the restricted elevator was still working. So I take the restricted elevator up. And I get off, and like there's this nurse, and she was one of the women screaming, and they got her out, and she was laid out on the floor. They're giving her ice and cookies, trying to get her panic attack over. And I'm just looking like the whole time I never had a panic attack because I knew I had created this elevator falling from the 8th floor to the ground. I don't even know I was so powerful to make the whole hospital lose power. And I'm just looking all around. Everybody else is in panic, and I'm just laughing because I'm like, damn, I really didn't want to cook this food and take it over there, huh? So I get it took hours for them to discharge her. By the time she was discharged, there still was no power. They wouldn't let you get in the elevators. I was able to go down all these flights of stairs, but I knew I wouldn't be able to go up them. So we trumpled down all these flights of stairs. It was just so many things that made me not get to where I was going until like 8 o'clock at night. There was still, I get there and they had moved I don't know what you call it, the get together from his mother's house. His mother lived with his grandmother. His grandmother is in her 80s. She was ready to go to sleep. So she asked everyone to take the party next door to his sister's house. And I was going to go to his grandmother's house because that was neutral ground, but his sister's house is not neutral ground for me. So I simply called him and he came outside and I said, I made food. I thought everybody was going to be at your grandmother's house, but I'm not going in your sister's house. So he took I made 2 gorgeous pans of food. He took 1 pan into the house. I took plates. I did all the things I was supposed to do. And then I had made food specifically for him, and I took it to my house, and I tidied up. But it was, if I had got there, because my sister had went out there, and they were still at the grandmother's house. But if I had got there 15 minutes earlier, I would have had to immerse myself in all of what I did not want to immerse myself in. And by the time I got there, everyone had left the house. And I said, I created a whole day full of experiences just so I would not be here when everyone was in the space. And I was like, damn, it's so true. We do create the world. We recreate it. Like when I tell you the elevator dropped 9 floors and everybody is screaming and panicking, and I'm just there laughing like, damn. I really do not want to go and do the things that I know I have to do. So yesterday was a day, but I was really surprised how well he was taking it. He was sober. He wasn't high. He wasn't crying. There was no drama. There was no hysteria. Because after I went to the house, I was cleaning up, because you know how people stop by, and I just wanted to clean up the whole house so that when people stopped by, it would be, fresh and clean and all of that. And he sat there on the couch and watched TV while I cleaned, and that was that. So it totally wasn't the thing that I had feared all day. But I guess it was because I created, I won't say drama, because I didn't feel like it was drama, but I guess I'll say experiences that kept me from doing the thing that I wanted to do. And I'm complete.
And you know what's so profound about that? That when we're on A Course in Miracles every morning in our 365-day curriculum, we can't say we don't have awareness. Like, okay, I did this. You become like Jonah. He was on the ship, a big old ship, huge storm. He's like, I'm the problem, throw me overboard. It's a metaphor. I don't really think there was a man that was swallowed by a whale for 3 days. It's a wonderful metaphor about the subconscious mind. And not to say that Harmony was creating for the other 2 people that were on the plane, not plane. I was on a plane yesterday, not on the plane, on the airport. Not the airport, Kaisi, on the elevator. Because they were co-creating, they were creating their own experience, and the creations of all 3 of them, they decided to have a shared hallucination. The other 2 people on the elevator decided also that they wanted to have some mechanism that would stop them from doing something that they really didn't want to do. And our mind is so powerful and so creative that we can create all manner of drama for ourselves if there's something we really don't want to do. And we'll make it look good. We'll cover our tracks. We'll have the excellent alibi. I couldn't come see you because I was stuck in the elevator for 8 hours. Can you believe it? Rather than telling ourselves the truth and telling the other person the truth is, I really don't want to be here. This is not something I'm feeling inspired to do, so I'm going to respectfully decline. I won't be there. Or whatever the case is. Harmony knew that her presence is a beautiful thing. So even past the resistance, she still honored being present. Woo! Child, wrap us up before we go to the card. Harmony, guess what the card is for the day?
I don't know. What is it?
The Lovers, baby. The love. It's number 6. Number 6 keeps coming up. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep.
That's our card for the year.
That's the same thing I was getting at. That's the card for the year, the Lovers card. That's the card. That is the card. That's it. We have our definitive answer. Cha! And Cha is in the mystery school with us. Go Cha. How you loving?
Hello, how's everybody? So, two things. Quantum physics. I'm really excited every time I hear you talk about it because I've been studying quantum physics for maybe a year or 2 now, and I've been studying Jose Aurelius and the arithmetic timing, Renaissance frequency. I just started getting into the shadow, really, really deep into the shadow, and that's when I found Course in Miracles. I've learned a lot academically about quantum physics, but it's the application that was always giving me issue. And so even we were in mystery school last night kind of talking about spiritual practice and consistency and just putting all those things in practice that I've learned. I just, once again, just keeps hitting me that I've found my home place. So that was one. The other thing is I had a situation happen. I was, doing the practices, keeping my energy up, doing the meditations. And just to be transparent, I got this phone call from Light Company saying, you missed your payment plan by 2 cents, you're gonna be disconnected. And I owed all this money. And I'm like, oh my God, what in the world?
Wait a minute, this was the phone company?
This was the Light Company.
Oh, the electric?
Electric, so I was on a payment plan and they said that I missed it by 2 cents. And I owe like $600 something now, and they are disconnecting me next week. And first reaction is, oh my God, and then I had those attack thoughts. You paid the money for the mission school, you paid for this, why did you even do that? And I had to check myself, like, wait a minute, that has nothing to do with the situation. Let me just, take a step back. And so I started doing the practices of when you talked about the polarity, getting out of that negative energy and bouncing it out. I went out and had a really good meal that I probably wouldn't have paid for otherwise, just to kind of shift that energy. And then I just started telling myself, you have to see this in another way. You have to see the God in this too. What is the peace, have peace in this situation. So I ended up calling back this morning and talking to another lady who said, well, you're not up for disconnection. You did get off your payment plan, but we see that you are paying. And she gave me a whole different story. She said, I don't understand why she told you that, because that is true. And I sat back and I'm like, wait, did I just manifest something different? Because it seemed like the situation just worked itself out. And all I did was continue to stay in the energy of knowing that this is another purpose besides, first of all, I'm not a victim, because I victimize all the time. So I had to go into that thought. You're not a victim. This is not happening to you. This is just something that's happening. And I swear I went through every single thought process that I've learned over the last week or so when I joined the group. Every single one. And it was a totally different outcome and a totally different reaction for myself. I would have been crying under the covers, trying to figure out why me, oh God, why me? And I had a totally different response. So I just wanted to kind of a testimony in a way, because I can't believe it worked out and it did. I still have to pay, but it's not that original situation of what it could have been. So I'm complete.
Cha, it's very fascinating that we are our biggest issue and we are also our savior. So while something in your mind attempted to put you in hell, $600 now, 2 cents, we coming to get you next week, right? This is an attack thought upon myself, right? Of Course in Miracles. This is an attack thought upon myself. And then you created your own solution. You're your own rescue. As our sister Lisa Nichols says, you're your own rescue. You saved yourself from what was created. That's mastery in the moment.
Ashe, and I just have to thank all I'm going to say ladies, I'm sorry, all the people in the group, because listening to you guys' stories of how you've gone through things. It was one day you guys were talking, yesterday, the day before, and I swear every story was my story. I'm diabetic, kind of scared to travel in ways, and losing, children, and being an only child, and all the stories that were coming out, it was just resonating so much. I was like, wow, you feel like you're in this bubble and you're going through things by yourself. And, I do have this suicidal ideations at times and this and that. And to just hear people be so transparent and vulnerable, and then, of course, share their triumphs over it has just been incredibly inspiring for me, and has allowed me to just progress in ways that emotionally, mentally progress in ways that I really don't think I could have done even 2 weeks ago.
That's a quantum leap. Congratulations on choosing a quantum leap. That's a quantum leap.
Wow, thank you. I didn't see it that way. And I've been sitting here thinking, like, how do you quantum leap? And I'm doing it. I'm just so excited.
Can I give
the question? We'll give you the answer. Look at you.
Come on.
I'm proud of you, Sean. Lift me up.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
See, a win for you is a win for all of us. So thank you for having a win and overcoming that. That's a win for all of us. Can I share something else interesting about this whole quantum manifestation experience? Is it okay to share something else about that? I'm so loving it. Yeah. That in this whole this idea of manifesting and the quantum field, we're not really manifesting anything. Spirit, yes, source, or absolute, the all, infinite intelligence, whatever you desire to call it, it works. Whatever you desire to call it, it never argued with us over the name. It has it's love, its nature is love, and it has an unction, and it causes something to become through, in, and as you. So if there is something you truly desire to manifest, a beautiful home, a beautiful experience, that's because the divine unction wills that thing to be. And it becomes according to the logos. Quantum physics is in Genesis. It said the logos, and quantum physics is in John. You just have to know how to read it. John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That's what it says, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And that everything came into existence by the Word, and not one thing that exists came into existence outside of the Word. What is the word? Frequency, sound. That God spoke it. That's what it tells us in Genesis. And now what are we seeing in quantum physics? What we see in quantum physics is frequency, vibration, sound waves, even that are undetectable to our ears. So you're a quantum creator. You're a quantum manifester. You're a multi-dimensional quantum being with unfathomable powers. Unleash them. Let's go to our prayer of the Dr. B, Queen Hadassah. You ready to give us the galactic signature for the day and our prayer of the 7 galactic directions?
Beautiful. I just want to say congratulations to Sean. I mean, something you said to me, Rev, it works if you work it. And you're working it, girl. You're doing it. And congratulations to all the beautiful souls that are joining us in the mystery school. You've done something incredible, and I am overblown excited. And I usually don't use that word, but I am so happy to see your faces, and I'm blessed by it. So thank you so much. Let's do our galactic signature today. Today we're in Kin 156, Yellow Cosmic Warrior. I endure in order to question, transcending fear. I seal the output of intelligence with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of universal fire. I endure in order to question, transcending fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of universal fire. I endure in order to question, transcending fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of universal fire. Yellow Cosmic Warrior. Okay. Let's go to our, pull it up. The prayer of the 7 galactic directions. I usually stand if you like. You ready?
We are ready.
From the east. You ready?
We're ready.
Yay. Okay, from the east.
From the
House
east.
of light.
House of light.
May wisdom dawn in us.
Pause for a moment. Everyone who's on stage, you can unmute if you desire and speak the prayer with us. Sending love to everyone and bringing everyone home to their cosmic source. You know, in Mayan, the word for human being actually means cosmic roots. Isn't that delicious? So we're returning to natural time. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go to logtime.org and go to ValerieLove.com, click on books and get the book Decode Yourself so that you can begin decoding yourself with your galactic signature, your fifth force oracle, your birthday psalm, your birth angels, and more. All right, we're ready. We're unmuting and we're going to follow you in order.
Beautiful. I pinned the prayer in the chat. Or what do we call this? The clubhouse. Okay, so we have it. We'll start again. From the east, house of light.
From the east, house of light.
House of light. May wisdom dawn in us.
May wisdom dawn in us.
So we may see all things.
So we may see all things.
In clarity.
In clarity.
From the north.
From the north.
House of night.
House of night.
May wisdom ripen in us.
May wisdom ripen in us.
So we may know.
So we may know.
All from within.
All from within.
From the west.
From the west.
House of transformation.
House of transformation.
May wisdom be transformed.
May wisdom be transformed
Into right action.
into right action.
So we may do.
So we may do
What must be done.
what must be done.
From the south.
From the south.
House of the eternal sun.
House of the eternal sun.
May right action.
May right action
Reap the harvest.
reap the harvest.
So we may enjoy.
So we may enjoy
The fruits of planetary being.
the fruits of planetary being.
From above.
From above.
House of heaven.
House of heaven.
Where star people and ancestors gather.
Where star people and ancestors gather.
May their blessings
May their blessings
come to us now.
come to us now.
From below.
From below.
House of earth.
House of earth.
May the heartbeat
May the heartbeat
of her crystal core
of her crystal core
bless us with harmonies.
bless us with harmony
To end all war.
to end all war.
From the center.
From the center.
Galactic source.
Galactic source,
Which is everywhere at once.
which is everywhere at once.
May everything be known
May everything be known
as the light of mutual love.
as the light of mutual love.
Ahum.
Ayun,
Hunakabu.
Hunapu,
Evamaya.
Eva Maya,
Imaho.
Emaho,
Ahum.
Ayun,
Hunabaku,
Hunapu,
Evamaya,
Evamaya,
Imaho,
Emaho,
Ahun,
Ayun,
Hunabaku,
Hunapu,
Evamaya,
Evamaya,
Emaho.
Emaho.
All hail the harmony of mind and nature.
All hail the harmony of mind and nature. Woo! Celebrate! Send everybody love. Love you. Love you, family.
I pinned it to the top.